What's good, all my DC Universe fans? Today we're gonna talk about some exciting news on the upcoming Suicide Squad game. If you're a fan of Suicide Squad or DC Universe, DC Comics, anything DC in general, then you might want to be aware that it was recently announced that the game release is being delayed. If you want to know why, I got some details for you, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. But for all those who don't know, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a upcoming action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios, published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. It's also set in the same universe that Batman Arkham takes place. It's a kind of a live service game, which we'll get to in a minute. You'll be able to collect gear and control 4 members of the Suicide Squad: Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang, with more to probably come later. Now, of course, the Rocksteady is going to say something like they really wanted to make sure the game was the highest quality possible, and I guess there is some truth to that, but the real reason why the game was delayed is because everybody came out and it was a massive wave of backlash about the game being live service. It's not necessarily that they were misleading, because we didn't really know much about the game. At least I didn't know much about the game. But when I originally saw this concept, I thought it was going to be more of a single player adventure where you maybe get to like play with whatever member of the Suicide Squad at the time that you would need to play with, you know, certain characters for certain missions. I thought it was going to be like a grand single player adventure, but it was actually revealed that it's going to be more of a Avengers type concept, and that it was going to be live service, and that it was going to have to be online always. And that's so crazy to me, because I've never been a fan of the always online, because for me, I always like to go back and play games. And who knows, 10 years from now, games like this, like I try to play games like on PS2 and PS3 now, I could be going back and trying to play games that are like this, just to kind of relive some of my old memories if I really enjoy it. And with it being always online, you're guaranteed to pretty much never, and don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily fully support live service, but I'm not really in an outrage over it. Let me explain that real quick. I'm basically saying that I know, for me, from my perspective, live service games, or game like live service games with heavy microtransactions, to me, they've ruined gaming. I've always said my stance on gaming spins from my look at some of the games I played back in the day. You know, I played games like the older PS2 games and stuff where it was all one complete package. There was no DLC. Like, I used to love Final Fantasy back in the day, and the way I see it now is that Final Fantasy 15 was the last game to come out, and it had DLC that actually was needed in order to really complete the story. The story is kind of fragmented because they cut a lot of content out for DLC. I always say that what they'll do is they'll give you half. They'll give you probably about like 75% of the game and sell you the other 25% in DLC. I've never really been a fan with that, and I feel like live service is probably a little bit worse, because with live service, is like, yes, it's predatory in the sense that you wanna be able to get all these nice costumes, nice outfits and stuff, but these are stuff that could actually be used to extend game time. I've been through a lot of games where I would actually do a lot of missions, to do a lot of things just to simply get a certain piece of gear or max out my gear or whatever. And if I can do that just by paying a little bit of money, then there's a chance that I might want to do that. Now, granted, I can see why that style of gaming could be useful for people kind of like me. I honestly do not have the time to game anymore, between your work and trying to get YouTube videos up. There's really just no time for me to really game like I wanted to, like I really want to. A lot of times, like when you get older, life kind of takes over, so you don't really have time to do the stuff that you really can't necessarily like or necessarily enjoy, just simply off of the fact that you're just so busy. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not just school and coming home doing homework. It's a lot more than that. So for me personally, man, I'm specifically going to think about how I want to proceed with this game. When it does actually come out, I wonder if they'll change the live service model, if they'll just make it a straight game, because like I said, I could have sworn that the early marketing for this game did not show any of these aspects at all. When the gameplay came out and it showed that it was going to be live service, it was a very big announcement, like people really didn't know. I thought it was just me, because me specifically, I said in a lot of videos, for games that I'm actually excited about, I don't really do research. Now that's bad from a YouTuber like point of view, simply because I need to be doing more research on games that I'm carrying. But when I do actual videos on it, I do the appropriate amount of research. But my thing is, me as a gamer, I want to be kind of excited to what a game feels like, what it plays like. If I know it's a game I'm really gonna be interested in, like Tenkaichi 4, I'm gonna buy it regardless. It might end up being trash because of the way that gaming economics is today, but I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna give it a try. Other than that, guys, I want to know what your opinion on this Justice League change. Like, how do you feel about being delayed? Me personally, I do think I'm cool with it being delayed. I was kind of excited for the game. Once the live service stuff came out, I was less excited. But I do think they don't want that game to end up like Marvel's Avengers, so they're gonna wait to drop it, try to fix a couple things, try to tighten it up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know if they can change their whole model, but if they can, that'll be interesting. A lot of people choose live service because they really want to have a sustainable source of income from a game that might not necessarily be great, but it's good enough to really kind of give updates to. But if they're really interested in taking that out, or really interested in changing it, and that's the reason why they delayed it, then, you know what I'm saying, kudos to them. Rocksteady's always been a good developer for me, but we'll see. We'll see. With that being said, guys, don't forget to let me know how you feel about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video.
やれやれだぜ。